What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we are going to be doing overrated, properly rated, and underrated quarterback edition. Basically, we are going to be looking at all 32 NFL quarterbacks, each starter, and we're going to be saying if they're underrated, overrated, or properly rated. If you guys like these videos, please leave a like and subscribe. I do my best to post every single day. Again, I'm sorry for the cough that I had yesterday. It feels like it's starting to get better. I'll try my best to not cough this time, but we will see what happens. And we are going to do an overrated, properly rated, and underrated tier list. I'm going to give you guys my opinions about this quarterback. Let's get started. First up, we got Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston's underrated. I think we can all say that. Winston, a lot of people think he's kind of like a bottom 10 quarterback. He's a very solid QB. He showed that in week one this week, and he really showed how he's going to play this year. I think he's going to be a fantastic QB in fantasy and in real NFL. He's a great gunslinger, and although he throws a bunch of picks, it's worth it. He's basically a Matthew Stafford. Like, if we're being honest, like Jameis Winston is a very underrated quarterback. A lot of people think that he is overvalued and not a lot, and everyone doesn't like him, but he's pretty underrated, if we're being honest. Derek Carr is properly rated. Like, I think everyone knows Derek Carr is a solid QB. Um, I think he's fine. I think I think he works. I think he's a standard solid QB. He does well at throwing the ball. He can use his legs. He's got a lot of weapons around him this year. We'll see what he does with it. We're gonna get him probably rated right now. Mac Jones is overrated. In my opinion, Mac Jones is overrated. I think a lot of people after that first year, that first rookie year, is everyone is like a top five quarterback, and that's just not true. I don't even think he's top 15. He's not. He's good. He's definitely not a bottom 10 QB, but I'm just saying a lot of people are saying that he's like the next Tom Brady, and that's just not true. Mac Jones just isn't there yet. There's still mechanics that need to get better, but a good rookie year, he's just overrated based on what people think of him. Baker Mayfield's very underrated. Baker Mayfield is quite a good quarterback. I think a lot of people, especially the Browns organization, were just thinking that he was just terrible. And just because he struggled last year, he's gotten injuries, doesn't mean he's a bad quarterback. And you saw that. He had a pretty solid game debut for the Panthers, and I think he's going to do very well in Carolina this year. I think Browns dumped him a little bit early, and now with Deshaun Watson being out, I think the Browns could go crazy this year. The Browns could be made a bad choice by letting go of Baker Mayfield. Mayfield's underrated. Sam Darnold, I'm gonna give him overrated. A lot of people know he's bad, but I'm just gonna say this about Sam Darnold is that uh Sam Darnold is one of those QBs where it's like everyone knows he's bad. When he left from the Jets to Carolina, some people had hope for him, and after his first few weeks, they were saying like, "Oh, this quarterback is not that bad." Yeah, Sam Darnold's bad. He's not good. He's not a good QB. A lot of people think he ain't bad. A lot of people put him in the conversation where he's not that bad. He is bad, guys. We gotta realize that. We gave him too many chances. He's overrated. Herbert is properly rated. I think a lot of people know that he's super good. Um, He's a top five quarterback in the league. I think he's better than Joe Burrow, in my opinion. Herbert's a gunslinger. He is such a good player. He's got that will to win, and he always uses it. Justin Herbert, the thing I'm putting him properly rated because everyone knows he's really good. Justin Herbert's properly rated. Tua, honestly, is a little bit underrated. I think a lot of people think Tua is a bad quarterback from his injuries and how he played last year, but Tua is a very solid QB. He's around that 15 to 20 range of QBs. A lot of people think he is a very overrated QB. I don't agree with that. I'm not a Dolphins fan. I'm just saying, he is a solid QB. He knows how to play the game, and he's got so many weapons around him. I expect Tua to have a decent year this year. Justin Fields, I'm gonna put Justin Fields in the properly rated. I think Justin Fields isn't the greatest QB, but he did show himself in week one of the regular season, and I think a lot of people give him a lot of hate, but also he's not that good. So I'll put him properly rated. He's fine. I think he needs to show more. I don't think he is the best QB in that draft, but he ain't the worst. Fields properly rated. Kyler Murray, another overrated QB. I think Kyler Murray just didn't deserve the extension. I think the Cardinals think he's over. I think the Cardinals think he's insane. He's a good quarterback. He's just not as good as like a Herbert, Mahomes, or Brady, or I could even go up and say that he is worse than Matthew Stafford. Murray's not that good. He is overrated. Good runner, but field general not great. He throws a lot of picks. He's very inconsistent. Quite an overrated QB is Kyler Murray. Daniel Jones is slightly underrated, actually. Jones isn't getting enough credit. He can run the ball pretty well, and he's got a decent arm. Now, if he can put that together, we'll have to see. But I think he could be surprisingly decent this year. Giants came off to a big start against a win against the Titans, and I think they can do it again this week against the Panthers. Daniel Jones, slightly underrated. Jalen Hurts is also going to go that slightly underrated. I think a lot of people think that Jalen is just kind of a bad throwing quarterback, and I know that it's not quite there yet, but give him some credit. Jalen Hurts has the stuff. He can rush ridiculously, and a lot of people think that he is not a good choice for Philly. I think he's a great choice. I think Philadelphia is going to be a very, very good team this year, and I think Jalen Hurts just has to put it together, and I think he will put it together. Mahomes is properly rated. I think everyone knows that Mahomes is one of the best QBs in the game, if not the best. I think it's between him and Josh Allen, but and Aaron Rodgers. But yeah, I think Mahomes. Everyone knows he's really, really good. Everyone knows he's a top QB. I expect nothing less from him this year. Pretty much, everyone knows it. Drew Lock at this point, he's overrated. Actually, you know what? He's properly rated because everyone knows he's how bad he is. Drew Lock sucks. I think PJ Walker is starting, which is the good thing. But yeah, Drew Lock is not good at all. He just doesn't know how to play the game, honestly. Drew Lock is so overrated. I don't like Drew Lock at all as a quarterback. Makes too many mistakes, is too inconsistent. He throws so many picks over interceptions, over touchdowns, and he's just not good. I think everyone knows he's not good though. Carson Wentz might be one of the most underrated QBs in the game. I feel like a lot of people think that Carson Wentz is trash because of after Philly, and he really wasn't trash in Indy, and he really has shown a pretty good improvement in the Commanders' first week. Carson Wentz is a good quarterback. He can gunsling. He's a great field general. He's a veteran. He knows how to play this game, and he's a very, very underrated QB. Kirk Cousins, also an underrated QB. I think a lot of people think that Kirk, with some mistakes that he makes in like games that should be a lock, we get it. Taha, if you're watching this, I got you, man. Minnesota's gonna be a good team this year. Kirk Cousins is gonna show it off. I think Kirk Cousins is gonna have a record year, and I think Justin Jefferson's gonna be right along with them. Kirk Cousins underrated. Stafford is slightly overrated right now. I think after that Super Bowl run, everyone thinking that he's a top five QB. I think the top 10 QB is something he's top five. I think he's slightly overrated. I think he's a good QB, but I think he hasn't shown enough where we can say that he's properly rated because a lot of people think he's top five, and I don't think that. Deshaun Watson's overrated just because everyone's saying that like sorry, everyone's saying that he's like so good because oh, after this suspension, he's going to be insane. I don't have any hope for him. I think he's actually pretty bad. I would I would start Jacoby Brissett over him. Might be a hot take, but let's go with that. The cough is coming, guys. Sorry. I talked for a while. It stopped. Adidas Mills is underrated. He's just a really solid QB. I think a lot of people don't look at him because he's on the Texans, but he's a good QB. I'm so sorry, guys. I am so sorry. Mills underrated though. Jared Goff is properly rated. I think a lot of people know that he's a decent quarterback. He's a little bit below average, but he's still good. Um, I'm so sorry again. Um, yeah, a lot of people know that Jared Goff's really good. I think he's a really good quarterback. Very underrated QB. But right now, he's just fine. He works with the Detroit Lions. Russell Wilson's probably properly rated. Might be even a little bit underrated. A lot of people think that after that last year in Seattle that he's just washed and trash. He's not washed. Russell Wilson's still a top 10 QB in the league. Definitely not overrated. Why is Cam Newton on this list? I'm just gonna say Cam Newton's overrated because he's been overrated his whole career. Joe Flacco also overrated. Actually, he's probably rated. He's more as a mentor for Zach Wilson. His years are past for Joe Flacco. Joe Burrow, I'm not gonna lie, slightly overrated right now. I think people are thinking that he's better than he's a better QB than Justin Herbert, and I won't complain. But I mean, I think Justin Herbert's a way better QB, and I think a lot of people think that he's like the next amazing quarterback in the league. I don't think he. I think Justin Herbert's at more of that stage than Joe Burrow. I think he's a little bit overrated. I think we need to see a bit more from Joe Burrow. He's still a fantastic QB though. Mitch Trubisky is underrated as heck, dude. Mitchell Trubisky in Chicago, solid. Buffalo's a backup quarterback, so you can't really do anything. In Pittsburgh, I think he's going to be solid. Or Kenny Pickett, whatever one starts. Teddy Bridgewater, I'll just say properly rated. He's a backup. Simple as that. Zach Wilson, overrated. I don't have any hype with Zach Wilson. I think he's just a bad field general, and he doesn't make good decisions as a quarterback. Too many interceptions. Josh Allen's going to go in probably rated. I think everyone knows, same as Mahomes, that he is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Just an elite player. Simple as that. Trey Lance is probably rated, I would say. I am a Niners fan, but I still have the hype train for Trey Lance. I still like him. I think a lot of people knows that he's got potential, but he's got to show it before I say that he's underrated. He's probably rated right now. Ryan Tannehill's also probably properly rated. A lot of people think that he really carried his team last year to the 1 seed, and I think a lot of people forget that. And I think Ryan Tannehill's going to show a lot. Ryan Tannehill's going to be a decent quarterback for not having that much this year. Dak Prescott's overrated. I just think he gets injured too much. He already got injured. I think he makes some bad choices on the field, and I think that he's just too injury prone to put him in properly rated. Lamar is honestly underrated. A lot of people think that Lamar's washed after his MVP year. Lamar has still he can rush ridiculously. His passing's very underrated, and he's just a really good field general. I like Lamar Jackson a lot, and I think right now he's really underrated. Tom Brady is probably rated. I mean, everyone knows he's the GOAT as a quarterback. Everyone knows that. We'll just put Aaron Rodgers in probably rated as well. Everyone knows that those four quarterbacks, Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers, and Allen, are all just the GOATs of quarterbacks right now. They're all just super good. No complaints. Nobody can really argue with that. I'd also say Matt Ryan's probably rated. I think everyone knows that Matt Ryan is the best version of I would say the best version of a worse version of Tom Brady. He's very consistent. He's always done it every single year, and he's been just solid throughout his whole career. Can't say he's underrated, can't say he's overrated. And honestly, Trevor Lawrence is right now a little bit overrated just because of the number one pick hype and what he's shown so far. I still think he's gonna be a solid QB. But that's where I'm going to end the video. If you guys like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. I do my best post every single day. If you guys like the overrated and underrated content, give me some more ideas. I could do like an NBA overrated, underrated. I could do another position overrated, underrated. I could do anything. Please comment down below what you guys like to see next. And peace!